Margaret.
Good morning.
Yeah, it is now.
Wow, I didn't know whether I should call first or not.
I want to call you,
And I
but
didn't
I
know
didn't.
if I should stay away or...
Neither did I.
All I know is that I just had to be with you.
It is all your fault, Cordero.
Me? What did I do?
Nothing. That's the point. Alex still has not vacated the premises, and when she goes, you're letting her take a trunk full of designer clothes with her.
So what am I supposed to do? Just throw her out without even the clothes on her back?
Yes, that's what it says in the prenup that she signed. Thank the Lord I got Nigel up there making sure she doesn't take anything out of the jewelry box.
Speaking of Nigel, don't you think it's about time you let him in on your little secret? The man has done everything you ever asked him to do, and he has never complained once. Shouldn't you tell him that you're not really crazy?
I am sorry, Cord. The few who know the better until Alex gets hitched to that Carlo Hessen gets what she deserves.
You know, Asa, all this talk about revenge is really starting to bother
me.
The
word is justice. And if you were any kind of a loyal grandson, you'd find out when and where this unholy alliance was going to take place.
Well, believe me, Asa, even if I knew, I wouldn't tell you, because Bo seems to think that you might try something.
Well, what Bo doesn't know ain't gonna hurt him, but it will. Hurt Carlo and Alex.
Oh, then you are planning something. Well, tell me what it is. Asa, what is it gonna take? Carlo almost killed you once. Next time, he might succeed.
Flowers, musicians. What about the musicians?
Carlo, relax.
Relax. Don't tell me to relax. Everything has to be perfect.
All you have to do is show up and say, I do.
Oh, you're sure, huh? Mm-hmm. I do. RJ, I knew you'd come through for me. And I hope you're not upset that I asked Antonio to be my best man.
Oh, Carlo, I don't care. I mean, what's a best man anyway? Just a glorified gopher. But I do think you are pushing it, using this yacht for your wedding.
Why? What's wrong with it?
Bad karma. Last time you used it, Patrick Thornhart tried to crash the party.
I think the brash Mr. Thornhart has more sense than that. He nearly drowned with his lover the last time. Now, I don't think he'll be doing any boating.
You just make sure that the files are out that I need, okay, when I get there? Thank you very much. No, I'll call you later. Bye. And I guess I'll have a side order of Eggs Benedict. What goes with that, honey? Champagne?
Ma'am, you want Eggs Benedict and champagne with your other two main entrees?
Oh, sure. Why not? Have a little taste of this, a little taste of that. Whatever the lady wants, John.
Yes, Miss Buchanan.
Thank you, darling.
So, Becky Lee, did you enjoy your room?
Oh, I certainly most did. And my goodness, Renee, you must be living the good life. Not even getting started till this time of the day. Tell me something, honey. What is a hotel like this worth exactly?
Becky Lee, you need more bread. I'll be right back.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Excuse me, ma'am. You didn't specify a champagne.
Honey, you just get me whichever one is the most expensive. It's all going on Bo Buchanan's cabin. Trust me, he can afford it. Excuse me. Aren't you? Oh, well. The lady who shops.
The lady who also happens to be Mrs. Bo Buchanan. I'd like to know why you're putting things on my husband's account.
Oh. Marriage with secret is a marriage in trouble. Bo didn't tell you, huh?
Tell me what?
Becky Lee's back.
What?
Becky Lee's back. And you're looking at her, huh? And Bo's paying for this here breakfast.
Becky Lee was very close to my husband at one point. She's now dead. I don't know what you think you're doing, but that remark was in poor taste. Nora, I guess you've met Becky Lee. Huh?
Come on in.
Is Nora back from Philly yet?
Let's just skip the chit-chat, okay? You lied to me, and I'd like to know why.
see you. Millhouse just didn't seem right.
How's Dylan?
He's fine, I guess. I mean, I haven't talked to him since we said goodbye.
Must be the hardest thing. Letting someone go when everything inside you wants to hold on. He's a fine man. And I wish him all the best.
Yeah, I do too. In the meantime, there's a lot of details to take care of, but I just didn't feel like talking to him about divorce and everything until he...
What is it?
Something burning?
Oh, God, I forgot. Just trust me on this one, Cord.
Trust you? I'm sorry, Asa, but right now, trust for you is going to be a little hard to come by. Why? Huh? Because you lied to us for months on end, pretending to be crazy when you really weren't. Then you get involved in that harebrained scheme with Max, trying to steal back those millions of dollars that Carlo originally stole from you. You never trusted us, and you want us to trust you now? Come on. Asa, please. And who knows what kind of a scheme you're cooking up in your brain right now, trying to get back at Carlo and Alex at their wedding.
Who says I'm cooking up anything? I do.
Because I know you so
Then you
well.
know better. To know ask a question ain't gonna get answered.
What was that? What's going on out there?
Oh, Brian's just trying to bring down a few of my things.
A few of your things, huh, Alex?
It was a very small trunk. Brian, please be careful with my things so they don't get wrinkled or damaged.
What's that shiny thing around your neck, Doc? Is that a new kind of stethoscope?
I'm afraid Madam insisted on taking the diamond necklace.
Well, it was a gift from my husband, and if he were himself, I am sure that he would want me to keep it.
Yeah, well, he's not himself. And since you are the one who requested the divorce, I think we should stick to the prenuptial agreement. To the letter.
Nigel. You know the diamonds weren't the best anyway.
Take this thing with you, Doc, as long as you're leaving.
Oh, Asa, don't you want to keep it for old time's sake?
What old times? And why is it hung over my fireplace on my ranch?
Brian.
Well, I guess that should just about do it. Nigel, why don't you show the lady out?
One more thing, and don't worry, it's nothing material. Asa, I know this may be like talking to an eggplant, but if I ever meant anything to you, could we please just have one moment alone together?
Carlo, I already have a closet full of new suits.
A suit? On my wedding day?
Well, I'm so glad he picked you to stand next to him when he says his I do's.
Thank you.
I am enjoying watching you boys play dress up.
No, he's just jealous. Now go on, get out of here and be back on time. Appropriately attired, please. Thank you.
Hip-hop chic, right?
Oh.
Don't worry, Carlo. I will be there to see you and Alex tie the knot. Wild horses couldn't keep me away.
Why do you let him talk to you like that?
RJ and I have been through a lot.
He definitely gets around, I gotta give him that. I mean, like sinking the ship Thornhart was on. He must have had someone really good to make that come off like an accident.
It required finesse. Which is more than you're showing right now. Why suddenly should yesterday's news interest you so?
Be alone with this quack doctor?
Fine, I'll say it in front of everybody then. Asa, you may not remember the good times, but I do. When we raced our Porsches down Main Street, the nights we played dueling vodkas, and our unbridled, uninhibited passion. All the things that make life worth living. I'm going to miss them. And I'm going to miss you. And no matter what happens, I will always love you. Always. Goodbye.
she talking to me?
Brian, grab the picture.
Nigel, count the silverware.
Whoa. You need a hand, sailor?
I'm not a sailor. I'm an administrative assistant.
Whatever. But when this ship goes down, you swim as far away as you can. Because you're going to get dragged under, too.
Oh, Nigel, what do you call that house that's not a home?
A house?
Yeah, I guess. Oh, Nigel, you're just too good to be playing patty cake with that old man the rest of your life. I could use a man of your unique talents.
I'm deeply grateful, but I couldn't possibly.
Well, there won't be any more short shorts and no more flying kites in the park.
Beg pardon, but I'm staying for a reason. It's called loyalty, a word that is not in Madame's vocabulary.
And, you know, that's about it in a nutshell. But now, listen, I do not want you blaming any of this on my boy, Drew. He was just doing like his mama told him to do.
You've been here for days, weeks. I saw you at the mall. And you've been lying right along with Drew, playing all kinds of mind games. What kind of sick game is this?
Oh, boy, you really are a lawyer there, aren't you? Making accusations of people when you barely know the truth about what happened. For your information, this was not a game. We just needed some help, and I knew that Bo could give it to us, and if we made a little mistake along the way, I guess that's what's going to have to be water we let flow under the bridge. What?
A little mistake. You kept a son away from his father. And then you sent that son to tell Bo that you were dead?
Wait there. You are making those accusations.
You bet I'm
again.
making an accusation here. What you did was unconscionable. I think the agony on Bo's faces, Lucine. They're thinking about how bitter his son was.
You know, really, I just told you not to make any more accusations or blame it on Drew.
What is it that you want?
Well, what Drew and I want is to get a little bit of money together and then get back down to Nashville, where I've got a recording session that's all set up.
That's it. Money. That's what this is all about, money.
Oh, darling, you make it sound so simple. Trust me, when you don't have it, money is not a simple thing.
Nora Buchanan. Yes, I know, Jill. I'll be there. Thank you. So you had a little conversation with Bo last night?
Everything is going to be just fine.
I'll bet. Where is Drew?
He's over there at his daddy's talking to him right now. You know, I really hope you remember to have himself a good breakfast this morning.
For the life of me, I will never understand why your mother was afraid that I would take you away from her when you were a child. But, you know, if that's what she led you to believe, then I can understand why you came to town with such a chip on your shoulder. There's no way you could know how hard I tried to find you two.
Then you're not angry?
Is that what I said?
Sorry, I assumed.
Don't. I can almost understand why Becky Lee figured I owed her something, why she wanted you to try to get money out of me. You telling me that she was dead, I mean, that makes a strange kind of sense to me.
Well, wait, that was my idea, not hers. I told you I was hoping to work on your sympathies. It was stupid, it was mean, it was wrong.
Yeah, but it worked, didn't it? I couldn't do enough for you. I knocked myself out trying to make up for all those years that we lost. And you know something, I was pretty proud of myself. That we were finally able to get past all that hostility. Starting to feel like a father and a son. Yeah, like a family.
I felt it too. It was real. It was great.
It was. Wasn't it? Then maybe you can tell me why you kept on lying. Day in, day out, month after month, week after week, on and on. Nothing but lies.
what's funny? You killed my breakfast.
Oh, me?
Yeah. I was looking forward to scrambled eggs and kippers. And you come in here with that smile and with your perfume, and I just lose my concentration.
Oh, really? Well, from my perspective, Mr. Thornhart, I just saved you from a very disgusting meal.
Disgusting. This is a delicacy in my country.
Okay. Just give me dry cereal and orange juice.
I don't know what I see in you. When can we be together? And not just for a moment, but for always.
What you call yesterday's news, I call tomorrow's problems.
I didn't know there was a problem.
Yeah, it's my job to keep it that way. I receive at least one shipment a week through the port of Lambview, remember? If RJ's got someone working on the docks, I need to know about it.
That person may or may not be actively on the payroll at the moment. Either way, it's not something you should worry about.
So long as you keep me posted. Now, what's this clown suit you got me wearing at your wedding?
It's a morning suit. Now, consider yourself very lucky. When Alex and I go public with our wedding ceremony, the official one, who knows what you'll dream up for us to wear.
Well, too bad you can't go public right now.
No. Alex is concerned about her constituency. No, I can understand that. She might lose votes. That's why you have to keep this whole service very secret.
Oh, Renee. Well, Alex, guess this is the big day.
What do you mean by that?
Only that you're moving out of the mansion into your suite here in the hotel. You certainly travel light. Any luggage?
Well, that's what I get for signing a prenuptial agreement.
Ah, well, next time, if there is a next time, I might recommend my lawyer. The hotel was part of my settlement when I divorced Asa.
Oh, well, I guess that would be nice if you wanted to live with hundreds and hundreds of strange boarders. I came to see you because I have this portrait, as you can see, and I would like to keep it in a safe place, and I was wondering if you could make sure that it remains safe for me. As a matter of fact, if you want to hang the picture in the lobby, it would be all right.
Gosh, Alex, I'm afraid it would overwhelm our humble decor, but thanks for the thought.
It's too good for this place anyway. So, take that up to the room, and then let Carlo know that I want orchids and I want a champagne fountain, okay?
Yes, ma'am, but first I need to know the actual time and place of the ceremony.
I cannot believe that you forgot that. Carlo has rented a yacht from a yacht for all seasons, and he wants his bride to be there by noon. All right? Noon.
I'm not blaming Mama. She was alone, frightened. After Jesse died, I was all she had. So she made sure that I would never even think about leaving her to find you.
Yeah. I was just a creep anyway, right? I didn't feel anything. I didn't care. I probably wouldn't give a damn if you lived or died, right?
That's what she told me, Dad, over and over again, like a bedtime story. I lived it. I breathed it. So, yeah, when I came here to Lambview, I believed the worst of you. That you wouldn't even bat an eye if I told you Mama was dead. I wanted to hurt you.
And it worked, too, didn't it? Not once, but twice. Because I grieved when he told me that Becky Lee was dead. And I've been hurting ever since because of all the lies you've told me.
If I could just take them back. If I could start over again. Dad, once I got to know you, once I found out how much family means to you, how much I mean to you, it really hit me, you know? How wrong she'd been. I had a terrific father, a great family, all these friends.
But you kept on lying.
I didn't know how to stop. She kept calling, desperate for money.
You could have told her no, Drew. You're not a kid anymore.
You just don't understand what she did for me. All the sacrifices she made. I saw them, Dad, every single day of my life. It's like I have this obligation to her.
What about the obligation you have to the truth? And to this family that you say you come to know and love?
Listen, all I can say is I wanted to tell the truth. But I've been lying for so long, I didn't know how. I hate what I'm seeing in your eyes. You're never going to find it in your heart to forgive me, are you?
It's not my heart that I'm having a problem with right now. It's my crap detector. What's the rest of it? What are you not telling me right now?
Always. I'd give anything just for one day, one simple, ordinary day with you. You know, waking up, the smell of burning fish.
Wait, no, don't make fun. Those are kippers.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, waking up to a delicious Irish meal. We'd eat it in bed. Well, I may have to go out and get us some fresh fruit.
Mm-mm. You wouldn't get out of bed.
Wow. Well, even if we had to go off to our jobs, knowing that you'd be here when I got back, that you would hold me till morning came.
Don't stop now. It's getting better every second.
I know. It's almost too much for me.
You can get used to happiness. You're allowed to.
Not where I come from.
You with me now.
Yes. Try to understand that, gosh, I've made so many mistakes. And I just want to be able to look back on this and know that we did it right.
Mm-hmm. I understand. And we'll do the right thing, and we'll do it the right way.
Okay, well, why don't we start with a tour? I mean, I haven't seen this artist garret.
Oh, right. God, I forgot. Okay, well, this is a frying pan, dead fish, early colonial, desk, chair.
Boxes? What about boxes? You planning on skipping town?
No, I had them shipped from Ireland. I kept them in storage in case I gave up and went back. But gladly I didn't give up. So we should open them. I'm not going anywhere for a while.
Miss Buchanan to see old Grandpapa.
Oh, good. Rustle us up a couple of sarsaparillas like a good little buckaroo.
Sure enough.
Asa, have I got news for you? No, you know what? I'm going to let Bo tell you that. This has been quite a day. Why haven't you told Nigel that you're no longer a walking vegetable?
In due time.
Nora, I agree with you. I've been trying to tell him that Nigel has been a trusted, loyal servant to you. He deserves to know the truth.
Why are you so nice to everybody today? Letting Alex walk out here with a trunk full of clothes. A clear violation of my prenup.
Alex is gone?
Yes, with a few boxes of shoes and some dresses. A small price to pay.
Yeah. But I'm the one who's paying for it.
It's nice to see that your grandfather's behaving.
Like I have a choice with all the cops your husband's got watching me.
It's for your protection, Asa.
That is bull. It's to keep me from going to a certain wedding.
Carlo and Alex's.
Why in the world would you want to go there?
Oh, I don't know, maybe to poison the wedding cake? Just be glad that that ceremony is being held a secret.
Triple B Ranch.
Hi. I thought you'd like to know that your ex-wife's here at the palace.
Which one?
Number 8 and 9 just moved in. I'm sorry.
Don't be. I couldn't be happier.
Oh, come on, Asa. It's Renee you're talking to, remember? I know you loved her. And I think that she also loved you once in her own weird way, but little lady's certainly not wasting any time, not if she's already planning the next one.
What do you mean?
I overheard her talking to her assistant. It seems that she and Carlo are planning a catered affair on some rent-a-yacht at noon today.
Asa? Darling, are you there?
You are an angel, Renee. I gotta go.
Asa, what is it?
Did you get some bad news from Renee, or she happened to tell you who was staying at the hotel or something?
What? Oh, no, just some gossip. Excuse me. It's time for my nap.
Since when do you take naps?
Since now. Listen, have Nigel come in on your way out. Adios.
Maybe it really is nuts.
I think there was some doubt. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Nigel, you've been summoned.
You want to see me, Grandpapa? Grandpapa?
Listen to me. I am not your grandpa. I am your boss.
Just calm yourself, Grandpapa. I'll get some more milk.
Don't. Never call me Grandpapa again. I am Asa Buchanan, as sane as you are. Now hush up and listen. I need your help.
Dad, I've told you everything. It's like I started out with one lie, then it led to another, and then another, until I just couldn't find my way out.
There was an easy way out. You could have come to me like a man and told me the truth.
I was afraid of losing your respect. It's pretty ironic, huh? Because that's exactly what happened.
Respect's a funny thing. You've got to earn it every day. So is that all of it? Right? Well, I guess that's a start.
Can it be like a new start for all of us?
I think your mother's a few steps ahead of us already.
Well, Mama lands on her feet no matter what.
It's funny, Drew. She's changed. It's like she has an edge. She's almost tough, which is strange because she was always soft, vulnerable.
Well, raising me by herself, trusting in one phony star maker after another, she took her share of lumps.
What about this new manager? Is he another lump?
Oh, Roy? Who knows? She always has her hopes pinned on one guy, one song, one dream.
You think she's headed for another fall?
Ah, well.
Speak of the devil.
Did you two gentlemen have a nice chat?
Once we exchange our vows and everyone has departed, then it'll just be my bride and me.
Well, someone's got to drive the boat.
No, the captain is very discreet, as is his crew.
Okay. Would you like me to start chilling the champagne?
Yes, please, Antonio. And sparkling cider for Alex.
Oh, wait a second. Alex isn't celebrating?
She is pregnant with my son and heir.
Well, well. You don't waste any time, do you, Carlo? Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh, I do not know what I have done to deserve such happiness. It just goes to prove. Now, it just goes to prove you live long enough and you stick to your standards, everything comes your way.
Is that what it takes?
Yes. And, I also have a little secret. You want to know what it is?
This one? This one? Come on, you're supposed to be an expert at these things.
Well, how about blood red? That's more appropriate, don't you think?
RJ, are you saying you think I'm a bad person because I'm divorcing Asa to marry Carlo?
You're not having second thoughts now, are you?
Of course not. I love Carlo. And I loved Asa. It's this being in limbo land between marriages that makes me nervous.
For what? All of an hour?
A lot can happen in an hour. I mean, Asa left me penniless. And I'm not Mrs. Carlo Hesser yet.
But you're still the mayor. Huh? You get a salary for that, don't you?
Not enough to buy fingernail polish.
Well, relax. By tonight, you'll be Carlo's wife and beneficiary.
Yes, I'll have money. Lots of money. But does that really buy happiness? Friendship? You know, there's not going to be a single soul on the bride's side at the ceremony. Unless...
You want me to be your maid of honor?
Yes.
Well, why not?
Oh, RJ, thank you. You see, I knew I could count on you. I can always count on RJ.
Oh, I can hear the other shoe dropping.
What?
Come on, what is it?
Well, there is one more thing. Carlo, after the service, is planning on setting sail for a night of connubial bliss.
So, it's my understanding you can canoe with the best of them.
And have Carlo find out that his love child is really a pillow? I have to keep his hands off me.
Well, that shouldn't be a problem. You've kept my hands off you for 2.5 years.
But he's my husband. He has needs, rights.
Well, you have to come up with some medical excuse why he can't touch you. Tell him his passion would be too much for you and the pillow. I mean, the little one.
This is not funny. And my finances have been so precarious that I was almost late with my payment to Emily for carrying that baby. Thank God I had access to city funds.
You use tax dollars to pay off the baby's mother?
No. Well, I am going to put it back as soon as my cash flow problem straightens itself out. That's why it's even more important that Carlo puts that ring on my finger today.
Look at me. Do I look like a crazy man to you?
Do fish go with chips?
Damn it, Nigel. It's me, myself, nobody else. I had to pretend to be loco. But the act is over now. The game is over.
If you're really sane, what was Buchanan stock selling for at closing yesterday?
43 1/4, down an eighth.
Mr. Buchanan, it's you. It's really you.
No. I haven't got any time for touchy-feely. I've got to get to a marina on a certain yacht by noon.
Are you sailing somewhere?
No, hell no. We're going to sit and laugh at a wedding. Well, you're a little on the short side, but you're going to have to do it. You could say that we cleared the air a little bit.
Well, I am so glad to hear that, because the last thing I want is my two boys arguing over little old me.
Did little old you sleep well at the Palace Hotel?
Like a princess without the P. But what a shock I got at breakfast when I talked to your lovely latest. Nora does fill out a suit real nice. I will give her that.
Wait a minute. Okay, you told Nora about all of this before I had a chance to. Is that right? That's great. Thank you. Thank you.
Honey, it was one of those things.
All right, let's forget about that right now. Let's talk about you. I'd like to know what you did with the money that I gave Drew. For instance, the check that I wrote to cover your funeral expenses.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Commissioner, you got me. Drew sent me the money, and I spent it to pay off debts. The kind of debts a woman builds up over years of trying to raise a child all by herself.
Can we not get on this money thing, okay? I've got to find Rachel. I promised that I'd explain.
Good luck. Nora told me that she's staying at her dad's, so you're going to have to deal with Hank.
Hey, after today, I can deal with anything, Dad. I'm really sorry. I hope you can forgive me.
Oh, of course you can. It was all my doing. Come on, honey. Come on back to the palace with me. Hey, Bo, join me for lunch?
No, thanks. I'm going to track down Nora.
Okay.
Later, Dad.
More careful, aren't you?
Mama, did I have a choice?
Not what you said, it's what you didn't say. Are you sure your father didn't catch on?
No, thanks, Jill. I'll try your other number, okay? Thank you. George, hi. Bo Buchanan. Good. Good. Listen, I need your help. I'd like for you to trace some checks that I wrote to someone. My son, Drew Buchanan. Yeah. The checks were either deposited or cashed, but they were probably matching deposits made by his mother. Becky Lee Wild. Okay, if there were checks written against those deposits, I'd like for you to find out who they were written to. Follow the money, George. Okay? I want to know what it was used for.
Listen, don't worry about Ace. He's not going anywhere. Not if I have to chain him to that dining room table.
Yeah, Mr. Roberts, I think he's trying to get away.
Who?
Your grandfather. We saw somebody wearing his cowboy hat heading for the stables.
Asa? Ah! That's just like Asa. He's gonna gallop off after Alex and Carlo like Custer.
Yeah, we know what happened to Custer. Come on, let's go. Where'd you see him?
Gallop, hell. I don't even have to trot.
Is that you?
What's so funny? It's very distinguished in third grade. They said I look like John Lennon.
More like Ringo Starr.
Hey.
Who's that?
That's Sister Bertie.
That's Sister Bertie?
Look at that face. She's never had to raise her voice. One look like that, and you wish you were dead.
I want to look at all your pictures, all your scrapbooks.
How about football? Won the World Cup with that.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Hey, what about this box? Hey, what is it? What is it?
Oh, nothing. It's a box of Siobhan's things. They sent it to me after she had no family, so they sent her effects to me.
I'm sorry.
No. It's about time I dealt with that. God knows what's in it.
What's the key to my success? Clean hands. Notice, Antonio, not a blemish, not a scratch.
And how do you do that?
By paying other people to dirty their hands. And never get ink on your fingers.
So you're saying never write anything down. You keep everything in your head.
Everything. Everything. Well, not always. There was something which could have presented serious problems for me.
Something on paper?
Yeah, no, it's really nothing important, I don't think. You know, there's something you would hardly notice if you weren't looking for it. An Irish air.
That's a box of Siobhan's things. They sent it to me after she had no family, so her effects came to me. But I've been too much of a coward to open it.
I'm sorry.
No. It's high time I dealt with it. Only God knows what's in here.
Would you like me to leave?